Would you love to use YouTube to pay for your mortgage, for your rent, some of your regular everyday bills, for your monthly 5-star trip, maybe to fund your monthly shopping sprees where you go to get yourself a little Chanel, a little Cartier bracelet, a little Van Cleef, or maybe money that you take straight from YouTube and put it right into your investment accounts so it can grow? Well, so do I, my lovelies, and you're currently tuned in to video 10 of a 100 video challenge I'm currently doing here on YouTube, where I'm experimenting to see can consistency, creativity, and long-form storytelling allow me to use YouTube to pay for my dream New York City apartment. So in this video, I'm going to share the biggest things I have learned so far on my 100 video challenge, in hopes that if anybody out there is on a similar journey, or you have been wanting to take that leap and get started on YouTube and build it into a legit income stream, well then hopefully these tips will help you, and together you and I are going to finally make this dream a reality. And for anybody new here, let me give you a little background. I am Renee Daniela. I am a full-time multi-six-figure earning content creator. I've been doing this for the last 10 years. I'm primarily on Instagram, where I have over 500,000 followers at the moment, but I also use TikTok, I have Threads, I have Facebook, and then of course I do have this YouTube platform. But I'll admit, I've always kept YouTube on the back burner. It's always been a secondary platform. I have only really posted on here sporadically. In my early years, I definitely posted more frequently, but never did it become an income stream. In the last 5 years, I've actually only posted 5 times, and I think 2 or 3 of those were paid brand deals. So organically, I've only posted a couple of times. Long form anyway. I will say as a quick tip from somebody who's been wanting to get back into YouTube for the last 4, 5, 6 years. Over the last year, to kind of warm myself up, I started posting my viral content from Instagram and TikTok, and I started posting it on YouTube Shorts, and that did help me grow from about 17,000 followers from the beginning of 2025 to where I'm at now, which is about 41,000 followers. So I definitely recommend, if you are trying to get back into YouTube, definitely post your content on Shorts, because that'll help you build your audience while you're still figuring out how you want to post your long form content. Now, back to the main purpose of this video. Let's talk about posting that long form content that you've been wanting to post but procrastinating for all this time. So I definitely want to shout out my friend Glow. One of the things that helped me get back motivated into doing long form content was my friend Glow, or Glow Graphics. She's an incredible creator as well as an entrepreneur. She did the 100 video challenge herself starting last August, and she's been able to maintain it since then. And after 5-6 months of posting every single day, she has gotten to the point where she's earning over $10,000 a month from Google AdSense. But additionally, she's also getting booked for paid brand deals and brand campaigns. And then she's also able to leverage YouTube as a platform to help her generate sales for her digital products. So like I said, she's an entrepreneur. She wears many hats. But yes, her testimony of having done this challenge, having been able to stay consistent, and also reach that goal of making monthly income from her YouTube content. And really one of the best takeaways is she's gotten more confident on camera. She's gotten more comfortable with the production process. She's really built out this habit of consistently posting on YouTube. And then on top of that, she's really able to help and inspire her community. And all of that is so beautiful. So after hearing her story about doing the 100 video challenge, I decided this is exactly what I need to try to get back into the groove on YouTube, and hopefully actually give this a real shot at being a viable income stream for me. And before you can make it an income stream, you do need to get monetized. So I'm currently still on my monetization journey. So if anybody else similarly is like, okay, well wait, I haven't met the requirements to start earning on YouTube. Neither have I, girl, but it's okay, because every single video that we post is one step closer to getting monetized, which then will open the floodgates for us to start leveraging this platform and earning here. So on my monetization journey, I have met the first goal, which is to have 1,000 followers or more. I'm at 41,000 followers. So again, as a great tip, if you are trying to build your follower count, definitely post shorts, because that helped me grow my platform over the last year while I continued to procrastinate posting my long form videos. And then the second requirement is to have over 3 videos posted. Well, I have met that one. And the third requirement to be monetized on YouTube is to have 4,000 watch time hours generated from your long form content, or on YouTube Shorts, you can have 10 million views, which although my YouTube Shorts have been helping me a ton, especially growing in engagement and growing in followers, I am not anywhere close to that 10 million view requirement. So my best bet is to reach the 4,000 watch time hours. So when I started this challenge, I was at 876 watch time hours. And after my first 5 days of the challenge, I am now at 1,533 watch time hours. I think that's a pretty good jump. I'm really impressed with that. And the great thing is I am further than that in watch time hours, but because it takes like 4 or 5 days for YouTube to actually register those hours, the last 4 or 5 days that I've been posting have not been tallied or included in those watch hour views. So based on the current trajectory, within the next 10 days or 2 weeks, I should be able to reach that 4,000 watch time hours, especially if I continue to be consistent and post every single day. Okay, so with all the background information and the details as to where I'm at on this journey, let's get into the biggest takeaways I have from my first 10 days in this challenge. Okay, tip number 1, lower the bar, but raise the consistency. This was the best tip that Glow shared with me from her experience of doing the 100-day challenge. She said the best thing that helped her get through this challenge is that she focused her energy on posting every single day and not on the quality of the video. And I think for a lot of us, that's what we get hung up on. But when I have focused on getting my videos done and not perfect, that has been the difference to allow me to get 10 videos in. Like, I'm actually blown away. I genuinely did not even think I would be able to do this based on the fact that I have wanted to do YouTube for as long as I have, but I've been unable to be consistent. I've been unable to post more than 2, 3, 4, or 5 videos in the year since maybe my first couple of years that I started on YouTube. But since then, it has been a quick decline. I definitely was inspired by the fact that I do not have to do a full production to post content on YouTube. And I think because I started in travel vlogs, I always had this idea that my videos needed to be these long, high production, drawn out travel diaries, travel recaps, maybe vlogs or week in the life vlogs. Like, I didn't even picture creating content that was just me sitting down talking to camera. But that's what Glow said she did. She set up her filming device, which, to keep it simple, I think she was using her laptop or her desktop, and she was using the built-in camera. She would just pick a topic and she would talk to camera and talk from the heart. And when it came to editing, she did absolute minimal edits to the content piece, and then she would focus on just getting it up. And from there, she just built on that momentum. And she said YouTube rewards consistency, and that in those first 100 videos, she was able to build her audience and build that routine, and it slowly got easier. And at the end of that 100 video challenge is where she's now slowly started to integrate higher production values, changing the settings, focusing on the edits a bit more, incorporating higher value thumbnails, doing a higher level edit, but even then she's still keeping her content straightforward so that she can continue focusing on her consistency. So with that in mind, let go of perfection and focus on getting the video done and getting it up. And I have to remind myself that, because even over the first 10 videos, I constantly want to keep doing a little bit more to my editing. I want to add in some more visuals. Maybe I want to do a sound effect. I've started incorporating some audio tracks, and I'm trying to remind myself that, girl, this won't be sustainable if you add too many bells and whistles. You have to keep it to the basics so we can focus on getting it done and being consistent and not being perfect. So I know how hard that can be, but I definitely recommend that if you've been struggling to get consistent on YouTube, just lower the bar and focus on your consistency. Tip number 2, get your ideas going. Build out that idea list so that on days where you're kind of lacking some motivation or some inspiration, you've got an entire list that you can visit that's got a bunch of different video ideas, and keep some on there that are low maintenance video ideas. Like, this is a straightforward video idea. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? Video 10 is kind of a milestone in this 100 video journey. What have I learned in the first 10 videos? Let's chat about it. And so yes, please curate yourself an idea list. Have a strategy going into it. You want to create videos that are authentic to you, that you can talk easily about, that you feel knowledgeable on and confident in. And then on the days where you do have a bit more to invest in the process, that might be when you want to experiment a bit more. For example, yesterday I did a video kind of in honor of Black History Month, and I wanted to feature one of my favorite Black owned brands called Noel. And honestly, that was an experiment for me. I showcased all my different robes. I added in some storytelling visuals to show when I had bought the robes and different places I've worn them to. But that edit took a bit longer, but it was a chance for me to experiment. I also did another video recently where I did my first PR unboxing. I actually don't think I've ever done like an on-camera unboxing of multiple different products that I've gotten, but sure enough, I experimented. I did a full video and I decided to share tips on how to get noticed by brands. So you can also get giftings and PR and event invites, but also with the idea that hopefully those things lead into you getting paid campaigns. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing some experimental content, but then also having these simple ideas that I can revert back to, where I get to continue practicing, putting my camera up, talking to camera, getting confident and comfortable on camera, and figuring out what I want to say and how I want to say them. So yes, build yourself a strong idea list so that on the days you're less creative, you have something to resort to, and on the days you have more time and energy, that's where you can experiment. Okay, another big takeaway I've learned is to reduce your decision fatigue. Simplify this process as much as you can. So start where you are. So if that's going to be shooting on your phone and then editing in CapCut or iMovie, I'm quite intimidated by fancy equipment. So for me, the DJI Osmo is very user-friendly and very simple. So I set that up on the same tripod that I normally was using for my phone. It has an attachment option, so I was able to connect it to my DJI Osmo. Then at the beginning, I tested out a couple of different areas of my house to shoot in, and now I've settled on right here in my room in front of the window or in my office in front of the window. I find both of these options really easy to shoot in, so I'm going to be sticking with them. And you know what? I keep my hair and makeup simple. I have like a 5-minute makeup routine that I do when I'm getting ready to shoot a video. When you guys start seeing me play around with different hairstyles, that means I have gotten really comfortable in this process. And then speaking of keeping things simple, as well as content ideas, just build content around your actual life. Like, you don't have to overthink it. Look at the things that that you're already doing and create content from those. So again, when I did the PR unboxing, I needed to unbox them anyway. So I thought, oh, let's do this on camera. So I've got a whole episode on all the equipment I'm using for this challenge. I have an episode on all the side hustles I have, which YouTube is a part of it. But additionally, I do a lot of affiliate content. I have a guest house that I manage and rent out. These are the few things I do to make money from. And I thought, perfect, let's turn this into a content piece. I'm literally taking my everyday life and I'm turning that into the content I'm creating. And I think my biggest takeaway from this process so far is that momentum builds from doing. Like the familiarity and the comfort that I'm building on camera is all from doing. The coming up with new ideas and strategizing, it comes from taking a few ideas off that list, executing them, creating content, and realizing like, oh, okay, that was fun. I really enjoyed doing that one. Let me create more. Or, you know, that one was a little tough for me. Let me steer towards a different style. Something that's a little easier and in my skill range for right now. I've also fallen in love with the editing platforms that I'm using. I've shared in great detail how much I love Descript because it has cut my editing time down so much. And editing was honestly always one of my biggest setbacks for getting into YouTube in the first place because I always found it so daunting. I felt intimidated by the editing process. I thought that it was going to be such a time suck. And mind you, it does take time, but it's a lot easier and a lot faster using the AI editing tools on Descript and CapCut. And any extra editing time I add on is really just out of my preference. But if I just wanted to edit my video down well enough to be able to post it, I could use those AI tools and get a really tight edit that'd be pretty much ready to go live. But I do like to add a little reference photo when I talk about certain brands or some visuals that help aid in giving people more context. But again, we're focusing on getting content done and not perfect. We're focusing on building consistency, not perfection. So yeah, the momentum I feel like I've built even just through the first 10 days of doing this challenge has absolutely blown my mind, and it's given me so much motivation. Like it feels so reassuring because it definitely made me realize like, oh yeah, I can actually do this. And I'll admit, I am heading to Trinidad next week and I am slightly intimidated by the idea of like, how will I create content while I'm on the go? I think it'll be really hard to pump out a video a day while I'm going to Fets and enjoying all the shenanigans. So I'm going to try to record some videos ahead of that trip that I can schedule out to post while I'm away. And then while I'm there, I am going to try to create some more raw and candid content just as an experiment, right? Like that's what we're doing in this 100 days. We are experimenting. We are trying something new, but I'm loving the consistency I'm building. I'm loving the confidence I'm building. I'm loving the familiarity and the habits I'm forming of putting my camera up and getting my SD card in there and pressing record and yapping away and pulling ideas off my idea list and then popping them into my desktop computer or into my laptop or my tablet and getting my editing done using Descript or CapCut and then using some AI platforms to help me optimize my title and my descriptions and the tags. Then from there, doing a quick Canva edit of the thumbnail and then uploading it all to YouTube and getting it posted. I am loving the confidence I'm getting in that overall process through this 100 videos. So yes, in the name of experimenting, I do hope while I'm in Trinidad that I can figure out some kind of system to be able to shoot and edit some more raw and candid content that's a little bit more just travel, day in the life focused, where we can just recap some of the experiences and my time on the road and all the fets that I'm going to. And once Carnival's over, I'll be heading to Tobago, which I am so excited about. This is my first year going to Trinidad Carnival, where I've actually planned ahead and coordinated a trip to go to Tobago with some of my friends. Cannot wait! Tobago is meant to be so beautiful from the pictures I've seen. I look forward to creating some travel content, showcasing that experience, but similar to what I've already been working on, I want to keep that content really simple and straightforward, just experiment and get it posted. We're getting them done and not perfect. Remember that. All right, I feel like I've been a little all over the place here, but I hope I have shared some good feedback from my first 10 days of creating long form content for YouTube consistently. And I hope this gives you the inspiration. If you've been thinking you wanted to start this challenge, I definitely recommend it. But the thing is, you can adjust this challenge. Like, I don't even know if 100 videos in 100 days is actually going to be possible for me, but I love an extreme challenge. I've done the same thing when it comes to my fitness journeys. I've done the same things when it came to paying off 6 figures of debt that I was in 2024. And that was because I was behind on taxes by multiple years. I found an incredible accountant. She got me all caught up and the IRS was like, great, I'm glad you got everything filed. Here's what you owe. And it was over 6 figures. But when I tell you, I took it to the extreme in terms of how aggressively I paid that off. And within 1 year, I paid off over 6 figures in debt. So yes, sometimes putting my feet to the fire is what actually gets me moving and gets me motivated to execute. And then again, when my friend Glow shared her experience of doing this challenge and highlighted the fact that YouTube rewards consistency and the fact that after 100 days, she was able to get to $10,000 in AdSense, which her journey is not going to be my journey, right? Like, I completely fully respect that, but it's so empowering to see that play out for somebody else. And especially when my financial goal from YouTube is to pay for a New York City apartment rent. I want my journey, my experience moving to New York to become a topic that I can build my YouTube content around, and through that process, leverage AdSense to then pay for that New York City apartment rent. And in my mind, that's how my New York apartment can kind of pay for itself. But I first need to actually get started on YouTube, build this habit, build my relationship with you guys, with my viewers, with my audience here, let the YouTube algorithm know that, hey, I'm serious about this. And I think what also helps me, and I know it's getting dark here, so I'm going to wrap it up, but I think it's important that you don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to get high views in your content, that you really focus on execution and building consistency, and that you're not looking at that initial response where maybe your videos aren't getting a lot of views, maybe you're not generating a lot of new followers yet, because ultimately it takes a second to build that on YouTube. So you can't let that discourage you off the jump. Every video is a new opportunity for you to try something new, to be successful, for you to grow, for you to connect with your audience. So every single video I put out, I honestly just feel such a rewarding feeling, and I just feel so grateful that I am on this journey and I can genuinely feel the potential building. Do not let those initial views discourage you. Continue to focus on your goals here and do not let it slow you down. The sunlight is slowly starting to fade, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will absolutely be sharing my monetization journey. So like I said, today on video 10, we are at 1,533 watch time hour views, and the goal is 4,000. So I'll keep you guys updated as we inch closer, and I'll let you know when I'm finally monetized. And from there, I'm definitely looking forward to keeping you guys in the loop as we see how much YouTube will start to pay. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Please like this video. Please share this video with anyone that you think it might be helpful or inspiring to. And I will literally see you guys tomorrow. Bye.